I pass by the bar 3 times a week for a year on my way to the gym. Last year, I decided to get in shape for my 40th birthday. That big day is tomorrow. Last week, my wedding dress fit me again. I was so proud. Unfortunately, no one seemed to care. My husband was away in another state. My kids, friends, co-workers, too busy or unwell. Even my parents were away. So tonight, I hit the bar. The first drink quickly disappeared. The second one soon followed. Joe bought me a third, despite my words. I'm married, 2 kids. That didn't stop him. He listened, smiled, and then made me laugh. The alcohol helped. I forgot about my problems. Later, an explosion of laughter meant our heads were close. Joe moved closer, but I pulled myself together. I'd better get going, I said, standing up abruptly. I noticed that the bar was empty. Everyone was either heading home or to another bar. The noise in my head meant I couldn't drive. Joe walked me outside despite my protests. I'll get a cab. I'll call an Uber. He'll be here in 5 minutes. We stood and waited. A cool breeze blew across the deserted main street. I shuddered. Joe threw off his coat and threw it over my shoulders. That made me flinch for another reason. He moved forward, wrapping his arms around me. I can't let you freeze. I wanted to snuggle up to him again. It was indecent, and I didn't dare. The Uber arrived, a small sedan with a Middle Eastern driver. I got nervous. The cab was company-owned, registered. Joe sensed my hesitation. I'll ride with you to make sure you got home okay. The look I gave him made him clarify. I'll stay in the car and come straight back. I agreed. It was comforting. I leaned back against him in the back seat. His arm around me again. This time it went higher. His thumb and index finger flirted with my breasts. I tilted my head back to look into his eyes to see his intentions. He smiled and lowered his face before his lips touched mine for a moment. The shrill ringing of my phone broke the spell. My husband, yes. I had sobered up. A voicemail notification quickly sounded, followed by 2 messages. Where are you? Are you okay? I'm on my way home. I had a drink after the gym, waited a long time for a cab. Okay, call me later tomorrow. Yeah, right, I thought, like you care. I took Joe's hand away and sat up. His fingertips touched me once more when I moved. Silly girl. What have you gotten yourself into? I made sure there was some space between us. Pull over here somewhere, I said, as the driver pulled over. I got out quickly, not wanting to say goodbye to Joe while there was a barrier between us. He rolled down his window. Thanks for the drink and for listening. We'll wait for you to come inside. I looked back at the house behind me. Sorry, that's not my house. It's the next street over. I should be more careful. You go back. Joe flinched and opened the cab door. You go ahead. It's right down the alley. I turned and walked, ending the conversation. I heard the car door close and then it pulled away. Footsteps behind me. Being cautious wouldn't hurt. I kept walking. The alley was dark, but I knew it well. Joe kept up. I was almost to the house when I caught my heel, stumbled. He caught me. I was in his strong arms again. Then his lips were on mine. I was in front of the house, my skirt pulled up, my legs wrapped around Joe's waist. Not here, I breathed out, pulling away. We crossed the street in a decent manner. While I fumbled with my keys at the front door, he pounced on me again. I was looking for the keyhole when my skirt was pulled up again. I tensed and swam as he started to have me. I needed to get inside so as not to entertain the neighbors. Turning the key, I swung the door open. Surprise! It started as a hoarse scream, but quieted down. There they were, my friends, my neighbors, my parents, my kids. In the center, my husband was holding a bottle of champagne. The cork popped. The bottle of fizzy liquid slipped from his hands, fell to the stone steps, and shattered into tiny shards. Just like my marriage,